G'day legends, Tom Rob, life is the way. Hope you're all having the best day ever. This is a ramble, love a good ramble as you all know, and it has to do with art therapy, triggers, school teachers, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and who knows, it may resonate with a handful of you, I'm not sure, so we're just going to crack on and see where we end up. The reason why I'm doing this is because last night I went to my very first art therapy workshop in Byron, and it was run by a woman called Belle. I'm going to put all of her Instagram tags down the bottom in this part where you write stuff and read stuff, and I highly recommend that you give her a follow. And if you are local, get amongst that workshop because it was nothing short of spectacular. For me, and for those that know me really well, I hate art. I hate drawing, I hate painting, I hate crafternoon sessions. Angus's partner, Alana Wilkinson, she also is an art therapist, and so many times she's been like, come on over, we're painting and drawing and gluing sticks to paper and doing all these things. And I'm like, nah, not a chance, couldn't get me there if you paid me. And my experience of last night, I mean, Belle just created this beautiful, safe space where, you know, there was no judgment and we were free to just do whatever we wanted on the page. We were embodying fire and water and looking at those elements and how they play out. And it just kind of felt like, you know, that whole saying of like, just get out of the way of the paintbrush. I don't know if you've heard that before, but it's like, just let go. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just get in there. You know, and it was beautiful. There was candles and cacao and food. There was a bunch of lovely people that I met, but the space was really warm, really inviting, and most importantly, really safe. And for me, those were the things that I needed in order to move through that trigger, you know, of not wanting to draw. And so I really want to thank Belle for just creating that, because I haven't really drawn in like, I mean, I've done little tiny bits and pieces, but to go to an art therapy class for me was huge. It's probably been like 25 or 30 years. And the reason why this hasn't happened, the reason why I haven't really gotten into art therapy or art in general, is because, and this is speaking to the teacher side of things, when I was in school in year 3, I was in art and I drew a chicken. Everyone knows the chicken. It's like, you know, the big circle for the body and then the small circle for the head, and then you draw the beak and the eyes and the wings and the feet and whatever else. And I, you know, I thought mine was okay, but probably not the best. I was never that great at it to begin with anyway. And my art teacher, not naming names or schools, but she picked it up. She picked it up in front of the entire class and was like, look at this, everybody, this is exactly what not to do. This is ridiculous. And she just like belittled me in front of the whole school, or the whole class rather, and my friends laughed at me and I cried, and it was just like a really hard moment, you know. And literally from that day onwards, I just haven't done art. And it's every time that I go to, I shouldn't say I haven't done it, like I have done a couple of crafternoons with Angus and Alana, and I have done a few little bits and pieces, but I get started and get triggered and just go, fuck this, like I hate this, I'm done. And you know, there's something really, well, there's two things here. Number one, there's something really beautiful with getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I feel like I've been doing that in a lot of other areas of life, except for art. And so I guess what I'm doing is inviting any of you out there that have had those experiences like me, that perhaps feel they suck at art, they never thought they were good at it, they weren't sort of received or seen or heard or validated by their school teachers, to, if you're local, I mean, go to Belle's class if you're local, but anywhere you are, get amongst one of these art therapy classes. But secondly, I also wanted to just remind teachers, but adults in general, everyone, that the way that we speak to children has a monumental impact on how they grow, how they develop, you know, the level of confidence that they show up to their other engagements with. And I just think, you know, it's not even just in those developmental stages of life, it's even later on from that as well. You know, and if we're not being the cheerleader and we're pulling people down, then I really think that, you know, instead of giving kids a leg up, if there was an opposite to that, that's what they'd be getting. It's like a leg down. And, you know, I think from all the work that I've done with children over the last 15 years through outdoor education first, and then motivational speaking and one-on-one mentoring, I can really see a trend where, you know, if the environment upon which they live and go to school in, if their parents, if their school teachers are always bringing them down and rather than kind of like pushing them up, then I mean their level of confidence is just almost non-existent. There's higher chances of anxiety, you know, much easier to kind of fall into stressful situations, make mountains out of molehills, assume that they're the problem, that, you know, someone didn't answer the phone because of something they had said or done, which is never the case. And so it's just, I mean, I know all of you know this, and I know that there are so many amazing teachers out there, but I guess, you know, I'm trying to be diplomatic around this because I'm not saying, you know, you should do this or you should do that. I don't like that word at all, but it's just a reminder, you know, to become aware of, if you are chatting with children in your life, you know, whether you're a teacher or a father or a mother or an auntie or a babysitter, you know, what's that dialogue like? You know, are you the cheerleader or are you kind of the bully? I'm not sure what the opposite of cheerleader is, but you get my point, right? It's just, I think it's important. I think it's really important, and it all starts with the kids. And if we can, you know, assist them to be the best versions of themselves, you know, that's the next generation coming through. So not only are you helping one child by virtue of, you know, changing the dialogue so that it's uplifting instead of down pulling, it means that they are then in a better position to help other people as they grow up and grow and evolve and expand, etc., etc. And the way that they help other people means that they can then assist people to grow and evolve and expand, etc. Do you see what I mean? It's like this beautiful domino effect. You help one, you help all, in a sense. So yeah, that's my ramble. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, would love to know in the comments if you can relate to that, if that was your experience, whether it is in art or anything else. You know, what was the dialogue for you growing up? Let's kind of start a discussion around what this means and feels and looks like to other people. Big love to Belle once again for hosting such a beautiful workshop. Thank you for creating such a safe space and allowing me to not feel judged like I felt in school and ever since then when it comes to art. And also thanks to my good mate Anissa, who actually invited me along and was like, get amongst this, you'll love it. And I was like, no, there's got to be something better going on, surely. I'm so not about that. And she's like, just come, it's going to be sick. And it was, and I'm grateful I went. And I would invite all of you out there, you know, to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Or the other favorite saying is to meet yourself at your edge. And then maybe if you feel it, just take one step over. You know, you just push that edge a little further each time, because who knows what we're capable of achieving. Am I right? Great. Okay, well, have a beautiful day. Much love to you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Mwah. Check it. You.